Hi everyone, it's me, Rachel, and we're back. We're back for what should have been probably including my Friday reads, but whatever. This is a book haul though. This is gonna be great. Happy Earth Day to all of you. And of course, like I said, it's a book haul to celebrate Earth Day because it's a used book haul. Well, what better thing could be better? What am I talking about? Than used books. So, I didn't really intend on buying these certain books. I usually go to a used bookstore with certain books in mind, unless it's a bag sale, then I go a little too crazy. I'm still working on those books from the last bag sale that I went to. So anyway, I got a few meaning 6. So, we will start off with the Agatha Christie's. We have Why Didn't They Ask the Evans, which is, I believe, a standalone novel. It doesn't have to do with Hercule Poirot. It doesn't have to do with Miss Marple, or the duo that I have not read about yet, and I forget their names. Next is Hercule Poirot's Christmas. So I'm excited to add these to my Agatha Christie collection, which you can't see. It's my beautiful bookshelf that needs to be reorganized. It's like right that way. Next, I have a Terry Pratchett novel to add to my very small Terry Pratchett collection, which you can't see either right there. But this is The We Free Men, which is a young adult novel. And I saw one of my friends reading this in middle school, and I was a little bit curious with it. I thought it was really funny sounding. But hey, look, we have it. So this probably would be a really quick read. It probably won't read as like his adult novels, but we shall see. Next, I have 2 books from the author that I read for my Tome Topple novel. That novel was When the Christ and the Saints Slept, which is not a religious novel. One of my coworkers thought that it was, and I had explained to him kindly that that was not the case. It's actually an expression where during this time period it seemed like there was no Christ and all of his saints left because everyone's prayer was not being answered. The Civil War went on for 18 years. That's why Christ and the saints slept. Anyway, I have The Reckoning, which is actually the last book in Sharon Kane Penman's Welsh trilogy. The trilogy starts off with Here Be Dragons, and then goes to Falls the Shadow. So I need to read those 2 before I move on to this, but this is kind of getting me kicked off with that. I'm kind of hoping that this will be a little bit easier read. Who knows? Sometimes author kind of changes how they write. I'm not quite sure how it's going to be. This is The Sun and Splendor, which is a novel about Richard III. I am fascinated with Richard III. Was he really evil? Did he kill his nephews? We don't know. But what we do know is that we found what possibly was his grave in a parking lot, underneath the parking lot. And I think there's a whole documentary with finding the tomb, because there used to be a church erected there. And it's so fascinating, the history around Richard III. And I find it so interesting, and that now we know, because he did have a hunchback, because he quite possibly had scoliosis. But I'm very, very excited. I'm not sure where this starts off, if it starts off when he marries Anne Neville. I think her name's Anne Neville. I read another book with her character. I'm pretty sure it's Anne Neville. Oh my gosh. Okay, Neville's. It's Neville. Anne Neville. He marries. So that's going to be really interesting. I love them. I kind of, her style of writing is more of a non-fiction style than a fiction style. The fiction style would be more of like a Philippa Gregory kind of style, where it is more fiction than fact. Her books are more fact than fiction. So, moving on, I don't know how I was able to snag this, but this is The Wrath and the Dawn. Need I say more? Because this is going to be a very good read. A lot of people have read it on BookTube already, and I'm so looking forward to reading it. Probably very, very soon too, since I've been really looking forward to reading it. The last but not least, I have Inferno by Dan Brown. This is the only Robert Langdon novel that I have not read yet, and I've read all of Dan Brown's novels so far that I know of. And honestly, my favorite is not the Robert Langdon series, but we shall read it anyway. This is a very lengthy book. It just barely makes it to 500. I think it's like 40 pages less than 500, so it wouldn't be a Tome Topple novel, but I can possibly get through this very, very quickly, since it's been highly anticipated for me. So, that's my book haul, and now we're going to revert to what I'm reading this coming week. So, at the moment, today I picked up, I was kind of reading it off and on for the last maybe 2 months, Misadventures of a Garden State Yogi. This is a memoir that follows Brian Leaf. He lives in New Jersey, and so I kind of, New Jersey's like next door to Pennsylvania, people, but it explores his discovery of yoga and how it helps him out and what he learns through it. It's a kind of interesting, kind of boring at the moment. It jumps back and forth. There's a lot of flashbacks, so if you're not that used to that kind of thing, it might throw you off a little bit, and he kind of goes on tangents a lot. Next, it's also one of those books that I started but never finished. It's a novella collection by Arthur Schnitzler, who's translated from German into English, and since it's translated, it's a little bit, I wouldn't say difficult. The translation is okay. It's not the best translation that I've ever read, but it's okay. But we want to get through this, so top 2 things this week to do, and after that I shall read a romance novel on my Kindle, because I need some brain numbingness after Tome Topple. So that's it for now. We'll talk later. Bye-bye.